Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is now forming a new symmetrical triangle and the breakout in the next few hours is really imminent. Get ready for the next big move and let me show you why. Now, first you're going to notice, after Bitcoin almost exactly hit our very important golden Fibonacci ratio, we got quite a nice rotation back towards the upside. Also right here, we once again hit another golden Fibonacci ratio almost exactly, and of course after that we got some kind of a retracement back towards downside. And also right now, what you're going to see happened only a few hours ago, because Bitcoin hit another very important support level almost exactly. Remember from our yesterday's video, we were going with the anchored view up and we simply said Bitcoin's first support area is going to come in exactly below the recent low. And of course, always remember, liquidity levels are one of the most important ones you should always pay attention to. Bitcoin grabbed the liquidity exactly below the recent low, we hit our anchored VWAP, and then suddenly we got another beautiful rotation back towards the upside. That is right now also still the reason why I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin and also in my long trade on Ethereum. And even later in the video, I'm going to show you exactly where potentially we might be looking for another long trade or maybe even another short or a sell trade. But the reality right now is majority of people right now are paying attention to patterns. And of course, what is right now the pattern forming right now, right here on the 30-minute time frame? Surprisingly, or maybe even not, we are getting right here some kind of a symmetrical triangle. And this is right here one of the problems I have when people trade breakouts or maybe even breakdowns. If you go right here with a short or a sell position on some kind of the breakdown of our symmetrical triangle, you're simply late to the party. Remember, for the past few days, we have been saying that our major golden Fibonacci ratio is a very important area of resistance, something we have been saying in the videos, and of course also something that I did post in my free VIP Discord group. We said looking potentially for a short or a sell trade at the golden Fibonacci ratio is probably going to be a very smart idea, because very simply you're entering a short position when Bitcoin is moving towards the upside. Now guess what most people are going to do right here? Looking at the triangle, they're probably going to get some kind of the breakdown, maybe even in the upcoming hours, and only after we have already gotten the first initial move down, only then they start entering and look to fire another short or a sell trade. In my opinion, really not the smartest idea. So that is right now why usually I don't really trade patterns. Sure, it could be some kind of a symmetrical triangle, but no, I am not looking for any breakdown trades right here if Bitcoin in the upcoming hours is actually going to get another move down. Now, on the other hand, what if we do get right here another move towards the upside? Because the reality is, when we do apply the Bollinger bands on our chart, you're going to see something very interesting right here on the daily time frame. Those two Bollinger bands right here are definitely squeezing very much together, and usually when we are getting this for an extended period of time, especially on the daily time frame, it is really signaling to us that a big move is going to happen sooner rather than later. Look right now at this specific area, Bollinger bands squeezing together right here. We got quite a nice push towards the upside, literally exactly above the recent high. Also right here, Bollinger bands squeezing together, another major push towards upside afterwards. And I would try to say pretty much the exact same thing. Bollinger bands right here are coming very much together, which simply is right to signaling to us that potentially in the upcoming days or maybe even in the upcoming hours, Bitcoin is going to get quite a significant move. That is why, of course, today I still want to talk about our bearish Elliott Wave count we have been mentioning for the past few days, and also this right here is one of the reasons why I do remain in my short trades. I am right now still in a short trade on Bitcoin from approximately 86,300 US dollars. Now, the initial entry was actually not this specific price. I was entering short trades on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum much higher, let's just say at approximately 96,000 US dollars. But for the past few days, and especially when we got this rotation back towards the upside, I was adding back even more capital to all of my short trades. That is right now why, before we do talk about a bearish scenario, I would really appreciate if you right now smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible, and of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now let me do share with you another reason why ideally I am looking for a push towards upside, because again we could be expecting a major move in the upcoming days because of the Bollinger bands right here. We can also probably expect a significant move because of our triangle right now forming on the 30-minute time frame, but also right now. Why right now personally I'm still being slightly more bearish on BTC? You're going to see right here on the 4-hourly time frame, before usually a big move happens, we grab liquidity. And right now with this entire push down, we still haven't taken the liquidity below our recent low. But the question is, have we taken the liquidity above the high? And the answer right here is going to be yes. Only a few weeks ago right here, Bitcoin got a push towards the upside, took the liquidity above the recent high, and right now, of course, if the liquidity theory right here is going to play out, we can be expecting another rotation back down below 60,000 US dollars. That is right now why again I am being right here slightly more bearish, even though yes, I am still holding some long trades, but the reality is, as I have been saying for the past few days, I am paying myself a lot right here because simply a major golden Fibonacci ratio right here has actually been hit. And let's right now talk about our second Elliott Wave potentially forming on Bitcoin, because the reality right now is, yes, we did hit definitely a major and a very important golden Fibonacci ratio. So what could that right now mean? The golden Fibonacci ratio is a very common price target when we do talk about our second Elliott Wave. So right now what we can say, potentially Bitcoin right here finished the entire first impulse right here, we got a correction, and right now in the upcoming days, if we are going to get a major collapse back down, definitely we can talk about the third Elliott Wave, the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth Elliott Wave, talking about the price targets below 60,000 US dollars. Now, of course, what if Bitcoin is not going to get a push down? Because I'm almost 100% sure people that are not watching the entire video are going to say to me, bro, you were wrong, if Bitcoin right here does get a major pump towards the upside. But let me right now show you a very simple plan. I'm not going to guess right here. I'm just right now saying that potentially we are forming right here some kind of a 5-wave price structure with a very clear, very easy invalidation level above our recent high at 74,000 US dollars. If we break this specific level, our bearish Elliott Wave count right here is simply going to get invalidated. But until then, it is a valid one. And in my opinion, currently, the highest probability scenario we can right now be paying attention to right here on the Bitcoin price. Now, additionally, what are other people right now doing in the market? Because going right here on the 30-minute time frame, you might even be surprised, but it really does look like we are getting, for the past few hours right here, quite a lot of buying pressure coming in. On Bitcoin, we are forming lower highs. On the CVD indicator, the yellow line that is measuring if buying or selling pressure is coming in the market, we are forming a higher high right here. Bearish divergence, bearish absorption, bearish Bitcoin indication. And that is right now why I am telling to you, potentially right now in the upcoming hours, our triangle right here is going to get a break towards upside. And no, I'm not going to directly target our third Elliott Wave right here for Bitcoin to drop immediately below 60,000 US dollars. Of course, always we are trading from level to level. And remember simply from our yesterday's video, we set our first support level we can pay attention to is simply going to be what? Another golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 68,000 US dollar area. But what if Bitcoin right here still does get another push towards the upside? It is really important to see how we are going to be pushing higher, because the reality is we could still potentially be forming right here some kind of an ABC correction, and maybe even the second Elliott Wave right here is not even finished yet. Very important for you to pay attention to the volume, because of course if volume is going to be increasing on the move up, it could be slightly more bullish. If volume is going to keep going lower and lower and lower, Bitcoin goes higher, maybe even then we hit our daily area of resistance. Only right here potentially we then finish our second Elliott Wave and we start moving back towards downside. Again, the invalidation level is going to be if we start going above our recent high right here, but until then potentially we could still be looking for another short or a sell trade right here on the Bitcoin price itself. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,560 US dollar bonus with the second link down below in the description, without KYC and without VPN, because actually you register on Bitfinex exchange, you deposit, and only trade once, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. And also, the more you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get using the second link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Right now, let me also share with you some kind of a bullish indication on the Bitcoin price itself, because what you're actually right now going to see on the RSI and also on the MACD indicator right here on the 2-hour time frame, both of those indicators are actually right to being slightly more bullish. We are getting on Bitcoin still right now some kind of higher lows being formed, but on the RSI, lower lows are being formed. On the MACD also, lower lows right here are being formed. So with this indication, it is a hidden hidden bullish divergence, which technically speaking, it is also going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. Also, additionally, right now, going with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, I am going to refresh the website right here. Let's go again with the symbol, and we are going to go right here on the 3-day time frame, because on the 3-day, we are going to see that the biggest liquidations on Bitcoin are not going to be below our recent lows right here, but actually exactly above the recent highs at approximately 72,000 US dollar area. This right here is actually going to be, locally speaking, some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. Additionally, if we right now go on the 1-week time frame, you are going to notice a very similar thing. The biggest liquidation cluster is going to be exactly above the recent high. So let me right now do share with you a potential scenario if Bitcoin right here, right now, does get another push towards the upside, where again, potentially, we might be looking for another short or a sell trade. So we right now know another level we can be paying attention to right here is going to be our daily high-term time frame area of resistance, coming in at approximately 72,600 US dollar area. Additionally, I'm going to right here go with Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, and I'm also right here going to go only with one Fibonacci level, which is going to be the 0.786, and you can now see it is not coming in exactly at our daily level, but nevertheless coming in very, very close, slightly below our daily. And what we said before, exactly above the recent highs right here, Bitcoin also does have a lot of short liquidations right here, and that is right now why if we do get right here another push towards the upside, we could maybe even get another short or a sell trading opportunity. Again, very, very simply, looking potentially for a short trade approximately at this specific area, daily or maybe even 0.76. The most important thing is if we are going to get a push up, for us to then break also our recent high, for us to then liquidate a lot of people already holding their short trades. And then again, the stop loss or the invalidation level needs to be, in my opinion, exactly above the recent high, because what we said before, sure, our second Elliott Wave potentially right now is not finished right here. If we do get right here another rotation back up, it is then simply going to be some kind of an ABC correction, easy invalidation level above the high, only then we might be looking for another major collapse right here. Again, I am not saying the level right here needs to hold, simply pay attention to the volume. Is volume increasing on the way towards the upside? And if it is, definitely a bullish indication Bitcoin. In this scenario, we can be looking even for a breakout right here, but until then, as we said before, my current main scenario on Bitcoin is simply going to be looking for some kind of a second Elliott Wave, and after that, we might be looking for another major third Elliott Wave right here in the upcoming days with a clear, very easy invalidation level above the recent high. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free bonus using the second link down below in the description. No KYC and no VPN. Only after you're going to register and after initial deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus, but also the more you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get using the second link down below right here. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.